Hey everyone, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. Today I have a little bit of a book review for you on a book that I just finished for book club a couple days ago that I really enjoyed. So I hadn't heard of this book before, but the book is called The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. And this is the first T.J. Klune book that I've read, although he has several other books out, and it's actually the first in what will be a longer series, just called the House in the Cerulean Sea. And but there's only currently 2 books out in the series right now, and this is the first one. And I believe it is pretty popular. When someone suggested it to the book club, a lot of people had it on their want-to-read list or to-read list and just hadn't gotten to it yet. And it has really high ratings on Goodreads and everything like that. So I was actually really excited to read it, but it is fantasy, and I don't typically read that genre, but this definitely made me want to read more of it and was a very enjoyable read. So I'll give you a little like synopsis of what it's about, and then talk a little bit more about why I liked it. So this novel follows Linus, who's basically just a caseworker in the department in charge of magical youth, which I think is supposed to be pretty much DHS. And his job is to go around to orphanages that house troubled magical youth and just ensure that the orphanages are being run well, and then write a report on the end at the end of his visit, giving his opinion on like whether it should be shut down, any problems that are going on, and then he basically just like moves on to the next case. So he doesn't really see through any of the results, but he's been at his job a long time. He's pretty good at it, so he gets assigned a task to investigate an orphanage that the Department of Magical Youth deems houses very dangerous children, or like six magical youth that it thinks are pretty much a threat to humanity. Like it says it on the back, so it's not a spoiler, but one of them is literally the Antichrist. So he's assigned to go to this orphanage, which is located on an island, as you can see from the front, and his job is to go there for a month and then give his assessment and write reports on his stay there. And the man in charge of this orphanage is this guy, Arthur, who is very secretive and mysterious. And then there's a little bit of romance between Linus and Arthur. And yeah, the story develops from there, and you sort of get to see what happens. I think my favorite thing about this book was just the humor throughout. Like, this is a very, one of my friends described it as Harry Potter, except for that Voldemort doesn't exist. And there's literally no other better description for this book. It was fun. My favorite part about it was the humor. Like every few pages, there would actually be something that made me either laugh in my head, or because books just don't make me laugh out loud that much, but this one actually made me laugh out loud at several different parts. It was funny. The main character, Linus, Klune writes so well. He's just this like 40-year-old kind of heavier man who's just going through life. He has a cat. He's great. And then the children each have their own little quirks. So it's a very fun ride. Not too serious, but I was still interested enough to like want to pick it up and read it every night. So yeah, this is a fun one. If you like fantasy and are looking for something lighter to read, where the world building is extremely easy to grasp, I would definitely recommend this. If you don't read fantasy and are looking to get into it, I wouldn't say this is necessarily like reflective of the whole genre, but I would say this is a great place to start if you are into lighthearted stuff. It's also a little bit of a romance between Linus and Arthur as well, but that's not a super huge part of the book. And then, yeah, if you're at all, even if you aren't interested in fantasy and just want something that kind of like reminds you of Harry Potter or some of those series that you read as a kid, I would definitely recommend this because there's still like there's some adult themes in it, but overall it's just pretty like fun and childish. So yeah, I hope you like this review, and I hope you check out this book because it is a good read. So all right, thank you, and I'll see you next